Everything just changed for the Pittsburgh Steelers as things have taken a shocking turn surrounding one player as it pertains to his availability on Monday night's game that not only has massive implications, but nobody saw coming. But not only that, we have Omar making yet another move ahead of the game on Monday night and what's going to be a crucial game. Of course, the playoff game, but one filled with tons of stories, and we have a ton of updates, brand new ones to go over today. So you want to stay tuned to the very end of the video for all of this news. But before we get into it all, if you're a part of the percentage or aren't subscribed to the channel, this is the place to be for daily Steelers content. Folks, we're now a few days away from the big game, hoping that Mike Tomlin can get his first playoff win in a very long time. But we have a shocking new update that has dropped surrounding a familiar face that has been out for weeks as his return seemed all but impossible. That's not the case. But first, let's quickly dive into a move that has happened as it pertains to the roster. So I had a video covering a couple days ago about how they released Trey Flowers. Now, he has been signed back to the practice squad. And of course, they signed him on Christmas Day, released him earlier this week, but they brought him back. Now, this is very interesting because why would they release him and bring him back? We're going to dive into what it could mean as well as a few other things on this episode. But before we get into all that interesting news, so stay tuned for it, we do want to let you know that this video is brought to you by Gosse. And folks, if you download it using the link below and enter code DIGESTNFL, you'll get $20 when you trade your first 100. Gosse is the largest prediction market in the United States, and on their platform, you can trade yes or no on real-life events, sports, elections, news, really anything. And whether you're in California, Texas, or anywhere else across the country, Gosse is live in all 50 states. And for sports fans, we can trade on game outcomes, playoff chances, or player performances, all on a regulated market where you can cash out at any time. And as you can see right here on Gosse, you can trade on the upcoming game against the Texans. And I personally am going to be trading yes, as I believe the Steelers are going to win, folks, and it's gonna be wild. Now, if you want to trade on Houston, if you trade yes on Houston winning, $100 earns you $167. But of course, I'm going to be trading yes on the Steelers. But folks, it is truly and genuinely a smarter way to use your sports or news knowledge, and you can close positions whenever you want. So make sure to check out Gosse and the link down below in the description, and make sure to use code DIGESTNFL to get your $20 bonus. And thanks you once again to Gosse for sponsoring this video. But let's dive right back into the news, folks. So again, you look at Trey Flowers and discuss how this, it makes a little bit of sense, but also it's quite intriguing. Keep in mind, I don't expect, and it'd be kind of crazy to say that Trey Flowers is going to play on Monday, but does this mean that somebody from the secondary is feeling a little bit injured? It's possible. Now, it could just be a precautionary thing. I know a lot of people are talking online about how, James Pierre and a couple other guys might be banged up or something might be going on that they may miss the game. I'm not going to speculate super hard on that, but it is important to note that everything right now, each little move is going to be examined pretty heavily here, just given the fact that, of course, it is going to be a big playoff game. So let me know down below what your thoughts are on the Trey Flowers move. And keep in mind, he is going to be a practice squad player, could get elevated. And if someone is missing, whether that's Eccles, whether that's James Pierre, he would potentially be activated to, of course, be a backup on Monday. But I don't want to speculate too far yet because all things are looking good for now, but just something to keep an eye out on. I always keep you guys up to date, with the latest news. And let's dive into the bigger piece of news today, and that is Deshon Elliott. Now, he posted a story earlier this afternoon. Of course, safety Deshon Elliott with Monday Night Football eye emoji. And he, of course, went out with an injury in week 8, I believe it was. It was a while ago. And everyone was saying he was done for the year. All these things, that he would never come back, especially for game 1 of the playoffs. And folks, there is now a chance where he returns on Monday. And I'm not going to sit here and pretend like it's a very high chance, but it is very interesting and not something many people expected, especially given the fact that, the severity of his injury. But you can see here from Alan Saunders, Steelers safety Deshon Elliott Instagram story this morning. I saw him in the locker room on Monday. He's been trying to give himself a chance to get back this season. Sounds like he might be getting his practice window open. And even if it isn't for this upcoming Monday, this is a big development right now, a very big development, because Deshon Elliott's a very crucial part of the secondary and a part of the team's defense. And yes, he hasn't played in a while. Let's say they win the game Monday. Hopefully they do. He could be available, and definitely it seems like he could be available, in a few weeks' time for game 2 of the playoffs. I don't want to get ahead of myself too much, but this is very crucial information, I guess, is the best way to put it here, especially for a guy like Deshon Elliott, who is crucial to the defense. And if he is going to be returning, because he's posting these cryptic posts, now, you could say I'm overthinking. It's possible, right? I could be overthinking here, but that's the fun part of football and, of course, making videos and everything like that. If he is returning, you can see here from Michael Beck, he goes on to say that if Deshon Elliott returns to the lineup, I wonder if they go with Duggar and Elliott at safety, Ramsey in the slot, Joey Porter Jr. and James Pierre / Asante Samuel Jr. on the outside, and then Eccles as depth. Now, Eccles has been really good this year, but if Deshon Elliott's available, he instantly makes this team better. And I would love to see kind of a duo of Duggar and Elliott at safety. And of course, James Ramsey has looked really good in the slot this season, but also looked really good at safety. So it is going to be intriguing, and I'm loving these cryptic posts. I hope he's going to be able to return for Monday. It might be a bit of a stretch, but again, from Alan Saunders, he's been trying to give himself a chance to be back this season, and the Steelers are 100% healthy outside of a couple key players. Of course, Deshon Elliott being one, but the bigger one being Darnell Washington. And I saw a lot of you guys in my video yesterday commenting how, I said they're 100% healthy. Obviously, I know Darnell Washington is hurt outside of Darnell because he's ruled out for the season, right? Maybe the Super Bowl he can return for. But Deshon Elliott's something that, that would be crucial against a Texans team that, again, has a pretty good offense, but their calling card is defense. So let me know down below what your thoughts are. He's been out. I was right. So since week 8, and it was initially reported that he could miss the entire 2025 season. And of course, he suffered a hyperextended knee, and he could have been reinstated, but it hasn't been opened yet because, of course, the fact that he was injured. And one of the biggest bright spots of the team's secondary was Elliott. He came with a new contract and was expected to lock down the starting strong safety role. And we had a video on his new signing, but played just 5 games, finished the regular season with 38 tackles, 1 tackle for a loss, 3 quarterback hits, 2 passes defended, a forced fumble, and an interception. So he did manage an interception in his 5 games. Shout out to Deshon Elliott. I really want him back, and shout out to him for just pushing through and really trying to get back as soon as possible because they're desperately going to need it, right? There's no doubt about it. And he's been out for a while now. This would be a hell of a time to return if you are, of course, the Pittsburgh Steelers and your Terrell Austin to be able to use some other pieces. And let me know how you would let me know down below how you guys would line up this kind of safety lineup. And of course, if Deshon Elliott's coming back, we've obviously seen Jalen Ramsey as a safety for at least the second half of the year once Darius Slay left and everything like that. So it's an exciting proposition, and I'm happy because it's very good news. It is great news actually that this could be happening. But speaking of good news, let's look at DK Metcalf's last playoff performance. And of course, the Steelers are at a point now where they are going to need DK Metcalf to carry this offense. We did see some bright spots last game and last week. Adam Thielen looked like a veteran. Pat Freiermuth, got to keep him involved. Jonnu Smith didn't really get much going, but keep him involved as well. Like I always mentioned, Pro Bowler last year. But DK Metcalf, the last time he played in the playoffs, 136 yards, 2 touchdowns, and that was against the number 2 defense total last year, too, in the 49ers. You're going up against the number 1 defense in the NFL on Monday night. This is why you pay DK Metcalf $30+ million a year. It's to be a dominant wide receiver, a WR1 in this league. Can he go out and do it? That's the biggest question. But we're paying him $30 million for that. So let me know down below what your thoughts are on all this news, folks. Things are picking up crazy. We're having some conspiracy theories. Tons of things are going on, and we'll keep you up to date every step of the way. Thank you guys for watching. And shout out once again to Gosse for sponsoring this video. Check them out down below.